Ever feel like your skin has mood swings? One day it's dewy and radiant, and the next day it's dry and flaky. Spoiler alert, it's not you, it's the seasons. Today we're diving into why your skincare routine should shift with the seasons to keep your skin healthy and radiant all year long. And since fall is just around the corner, I'm also going to share with you all an emulsified sugar scrub that I make every year at this time of year. So let's break down the 4 seasons and also 4 basic steps that I use to keep my skin radiant all year long. Winter is all about nourishment and protection. Spring screams rejuvenate and refresh. And during summer, we protect and purify. And for fall, we want to focus on repair and balance. Fall is transition season, and cooler temps and less humidity means your skin needs a little extra TLC. So when I created this sugar scrub, I used these 4 basic steps to make sure my skin got a little extra love. Step 1, bring back extra moisturizer to combat dryness. And for me, I decided to use shea butter. Shea butter is rich in vitamins A and E. It also has anti-inflammatory properties. Shea butter is thick and slow absorbing, which makes it a perfect addition for the sugar scrub during this season. Step 2, you can add hydrating acids like hyaluronic acids or glycerin. For me, I chose glycerin. It's less expensive and more readily available than hyaluronic acid. Glycerin is a humectant and helps retain moisture in your skin. The combination of glycerin sugars with a blend of essential oils can also be used to make a one-time sugar scrub. And for step 3, I've incorporated a conditioning agent called BTMS 50. BTMS 50 is a cationic, meaning a positively charged emulsifying wax. It's a conditioning agent that is wonderful for your skin and your hair. It's quite popular in a lot of conditioning products. It leaves your hair and your skin with a nice, lovely, silky texture at the end. And step number 4, we want to maintain that moisture that we worked so hard to get. And I've chosen to use 2 lightweight oils. I'm using sweet almond oil and jojoba oil. And I personally love jojoba oil. It's actually one of my favorites. It really mimics our skin's sebum and it absorbs more evenly into our skin. It's lightweight, it's non-greasy, and it's perfect for all skin types. It's also rich in fatty acids for extra moisture and soothing properties. So now that we have a basic idea of what we can use to help rebalance and repair our skin, let's use them in a recipe and start making our sugar scrub. So I've already got my ingredients laid out. I'm just going to measure them, and I've got my warm water bath setting up as well. And we're going to start with our group 1 ingredients. And my group 1 ingredients include all of the oils and butters that I need to either melt down or warm up. And I like to begin measuring my cetyl alcohol first. Cetyl alcohol and BTMS 50 are very stubborn when it comes to being melted. So I always like to measure them first so they're at the bottom of my bowl and closest to the heat source. That's all the cetyl alcohol I need. Next, I'm going to measure my BTMS 50 because that is also stubborn with melting. Now I'm going to weigh out my stearic acid. And I know some people that try to give their BTMS 50 cetyl alcohol or stearic acid a boost, and they may pop it in the microwave. I just don't. I don't think it really harms your ingredients, but I just like them to melt smoothly, evenly, and slowly. And that's just my preference. Would you believe I got these containers from Dollar Tree? The short ones and the tall ones. I got them from Dollar Tree and they were $1.50 each. So I stocked up. I've gone a couple of times and stocked up because I buy my ingredients in big bulk packages. So I just put a little bit in these containers at a time and it makes it a lot easier instead of picking up those heavy jars and containers. I just got to work on labeling them a little better. All right, so there's my difficult ingredients. And I didn't mention this ingredient in the introduction, but this is Manteca Lard or pig lard. And I think this ingredient has been an absolute game changer when it comes to my soaps and my emulsified sugar scrubs. I honestly can't describe between this and the beef tallow how much more moisturizing my skin feels using these ingredients in my products. And for me, I honestly believe that they're a little bit on the more affordable side, maybe a little bit least less expensive than some other oils and butters. So if you're interested or curious about a beef tallow or a pig lard, I would definitely recommend giving that a try. And here's the infamous shea butter that I mentioned. And if you already make bath and body products, you're probably very familiar with shea butter and all of its benefits as well. I know some people have homemade recipes where they just melt and whip shea butter and use that as a winter cream because of its anti-inflammatory properties. And now let's add our liquid oils. We've already got all the solids in there. Everything that's hard to melt, I always pour those first. Let's start with our castor oil. Next, let's measure our jojoba oil. Last but not least, our sweet almond oil. And you can absolutely measure these out in separate containers and then add them to your larger batch if you're not comfortable with weighing these like I am. All right. So let's get these melted in our warm water bath. And while my hard oils and butters are melting down, I'm going to prepare my group 2 ingredients, which consist of my fragrance oils and my preservative. And this fragrance oil blend is a mixture of pumpkin souffle and amber and driftwood. The pumpkin souffle smells so good. I was honestly a little bit nervous because I was thinking nobody wants to use pumpkin or smell pumpkin in the shower. But I just did my fall release this last Saturday, and I put it in the 3 locations that I'm selling out of, and they're already gone, which is why I'm making another batch and decided to share this recipe with you all. The pumpkin souffle is really rich, smells really, really good. And the amber and driftwood kind of adds a woodsy, smoky, floral fragrance to it as well. And I didn't know it was going to be such a hit, but I'm just so pleased with how it turned out. And I'm glad that other people like it as well. And I am going to pour my preservative or measure that in a separate container because it is a little more on the pricey side. So I don't want to over pour and mess up this entire batch. I want to keep my cost and making under control. There we go. Let's just put our group 2 ingredients to the side. And now it's just the waiting game because I'm waiting for the hard oils and butters to melt down. And once they do, I'm going to put them in the freezer. So let me clean up this area around here. And yeah, let me just clean up a little bit. Now that my group 1 ingredients are all melted and uniform, I'm going to put it in the freezer and let it harden and thicken up, and I'll bring you all back when I'm ready to start mixing. So it looks like my oils and butters have hardened, and hopefully it's not too hard where I can't break through this with my hand mixer. Give it a shot. Ooh. I do need to wait for it to cool just a little bit longer because it's actually too solid. I think my oils and butters have softened up enough so I can mix them with the mixer. Let's just make sure that we are getting all of the mixture from the edges of the bowl because it's cold and it will stick to that metal bowl. mix it a little bit more. And I want to give my emulsified sugar scrub a little bit of color to match with the season, but I don't want to use artificial color, so I'm going to use a safflower, and I'm only going to use 1 teaspoon of that. And to ensure that it mixes more evenly, I'm going to add it to my fragrance oil and preservative. Otherwise, I'll probably be mixing it for a while, and that will result in creating a lot of air bubbles, which I don't want. And you know what? This is just my fragrance oil. I almost forgot. A preservative I measured separately. There we go. Let's get this to the side. So now I have added my fragrance oils, my colorant, and my preservative to my scrub base. I'm just going to mix it with the spatula. I don't want to get too mixer heavy because since there's so much liquid that's in there, it might start splashing out. I don't want it to splash out and lose it. So I'm just going to mix this with my spatula at first. And I don't know if you guys can tell this really soft orange color that's coming out, and it matches that highlight of pumpkin fragrance that I can smell as well on this end. It smells so good, so delightful. I think it might be safe to start mixing on low. And I keep stirring and mixing until it's nice and uniform. Okay, you can see it is mixed pretty well. It looks even. And now I want to add my sugar into my batter, a little bit of sugar at a time. But since this is a small bowl, I'm going to transfer this mix into a larger bowl. Nice and creamy. I bet if you use this in the shower without the sugar, it would be so rich and moisturizing, but it will not be exfoliating. All right, so let's grab a little bit of sugar, a little bit at a time. Stir it in there. I'm being a little bit on the conservative side here. I poured a very small amount in there. I don't want any sugar clumps in here. More. Now it's really starting to thicken up. I almost forgot. For this recipe, I used some ground dehydrated rose petals, and I almost forgot to add that in there. 2 teaspoons of that, because I want to add it before I finish adding all of my sugar in here, because it's going to be much harder to mix. It's so rich. I believe our sugar scrub is finally ready to jar. Once I incorporated all of the sugar, I let it settle a little bit because it kind of still needed time to thicken up. But with the emulsified sugar scrub, it doesn't get as hard, or it doesn't set up as hard as the foaming sugar scrub does. And I really like that for the winter months because it's more moisturizing and hydrating. And this consistency is a little bit smoother. I might be able to use my soap pouring cup instead of piping. I don't think it's thick enough to pipe. I think that would be a mess, and honestly, the time that it takes to prepare my piping bag, I think I probably could have used this cup and poured it in there. And of course, if this takes too long, I'll go ahead and just bring you all back when I'm more closer to the end. should be able to fit 8 ounces in each of these jars. And that is perfect. 8 ounces right there. It's really satisfying to watch the sugar scrub go into the jar. So I think I'm going to give you guys a much better view in just a second. So my sugar scrubs are continuing to set up inside of the jars, and while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and create my batch in Inventora, and I'm also working on updating my product label a little bit. I've just created my batch in Inventora, and I've added that batch number to my label in Canva, and now I'm going to save that image and upload it to Maestro, which is the design database that I use. It's with online labels to create all my labels, and print that out. I use these protective seals to add some extra sense of safety and security to my products. And you just place them on, put the top on, and they will stick or seal in about 24 hours. So let's give these new labels a shot. I need a label wizard. So before I close out today, I wanted to share with you all an unpackaging moment. I ordered this package from Holly with Mill River Soap, and I'm going to put her YouTube channel in that description box below. She's in Northwest Montana, I believe, and I absolutely love watching her videos. If you've ever felt discouraged about making bath bombs and soaps, if you just watch her, she stays so cool, calm, and collective. And for me, she kind of helps me understand how to just recenter myself. I know that's probably not even her intention, but she's just so inspirational for me. And I ordered a couple of items from her. It's got a nice sticker here that says Mo River. Oh, I've got a sample. Oh no, I ripped my sticker. I didn't mean to. Oh, that's a nice size sample bar there too. Look how thick it is. Oh, calendula carrot? Goat milk soap? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the soap that I purchased was lemon balm, and there's her label and the back to instructions. It actually looks exactly like it does on her Instagram. Oh, that is so soft. I can't even describe to you all the color and how smooth it is. Look at that top. And now it's time for my sugar scrib, coconut lime verbena. That's it. Oh, that smells good. I've never even smelled that before. I know it's a sugar scrub, so I'm not going to. Oh, it's pretty. I don't know if you can see that there. It's a sugar scrub, but it's thick like a body butter. Oh, and she said, thank you, Aliris. You're welcome, Holly. So that was fun. I know you guys didn't ask for that entire unboxing segment, but I really do like to explore and support other small businesses, Bath and Body, and I don't buy store-bought soap anymore. And sometimes when you're making your own products, you kind of want to venture out because what other people are making looks like it smells really good, and the time that they spend, it's just really, really rewarding. So thank you all for tuning in as we talked about this emulsified sugar scrub for the fall, because your skin is smart. It adapts, it changes, just like the seasons do. Think of it as your wardrobe. Like, would you wear a parka in July or flip-flops in December? I know some of you may, and a part of that depends on where you live and maybe your tolerance for the weather, but take care of your skin. Adapt with the weather, give it a little extra TLC when it needs it. So if you want to try this recipe, it's going to be posted in my Patreon, and the link to my Patreon's in that description box below. I also want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you all so much for your continued support. I really appreciate each and every one of you from each and every tier. And if you don't want to make this emulsified sugar scrub, if you just want to purchase it, you can go to my website. They are posted now on my website. Or if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina, Salisbury, or Concord area, all in North Carolina, I'm going to post the stores and the addresses also in the description box. You can go there and pick them up in person if you like. So thank you all for tuning in. Please give me a huge thumbs up if you like this content. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification button so that you can be notified anytime I post new content. Until next time. Bye, guys.